Hello and welcome to the preview show from Rams TV. Derby County will try to get back to winning ways this afternoon here at Pride Park Stadium. The Rams hosting Charlton and looking to close the gap to the League One leaders. That gap has grown back to 11 points over the last couple of matches, 13 to top of the table Plymouth. Derby do have games in hand on a couple of the sides above them and 2 games in hand on Bolton, who've climbed up to third. Today's opponents, Charlton, are in the top half, but they're 13 points off the playoff pace. Worrying times for Forest Green, who sit bottom. Everyone else in the bottom 4 are within a win of climbing out of danger. Burton, the latest side to surge clear, but as Morecambe learned a couple of weeks ago, that can change very quickly. Well, let's focus on the game today here at Pride Park Stadium. Derby are unbeaten in 9 at home in the league, but they were frustrated on Tuesday night by Lincoln. They earned a point, but played against 10 men for the final half an hour. Paul Warren's been reflecting on the game with us.
My opinion hasn't changed a great deal. We played pretty well in parts, and obviously them going down to 10 men helps, but then I think they defended really resolutely, made it difficult for us, slowed the game down, had loads of episodes of cramp and that, which is hugely frustrating, but they did make it difficult and they had something to hang their hat on. I just thought our first half play wasn't quick enough. I didn't like the fact that, and I've expressed this to the team, that I thought we passed the ball really well, moved the ball really well, but so what? We didn't really ask their keeper any questions. I didn't feel like we had anyone who was prepared to take a risk with the ball or run past someone. Second half we did. We created enough half chances and decent chances to win the game outright. So disappointed we didn't win. We can't win every game, I appreciate, but I just thought that you can't waste 45 minutes, even more so when there's so fewer games left. So I was just disappointed. We didn't start the game well. We never really got going, and it allowed Lincoln to build confidence, and they worked so hard to, leave Pride Park with something, and you could argue they possibly deserved it.
Draw on Tuesday, defeat on Saturday, but before that it was 6 wins in a row and 15 unbeaten. How do you make sure that everyone sort of maintains a bit of perspective about the progress you've made?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. Well, just be honest, really. I just asked the lads to keep, we do the same processes. So, if we win, we come in and show them what went wrong, what went great, what we can improve on. Win, lose or draw, we do that. We don't treat the lads any differently. You've seen me around the building today. I'm not like downbeat because we drew. It's just like, we can't do nothing about it now. Can we learn from it a little bit, and can we go into Saturday? And just keeping standards up, really. The lads, the coaches, everyone who works here, just keep the standards up, and you virtually get what you deserve over the course of the season. So just about going into the next game, and I've said loads of times, winning, 5 on the spin is great. You go into the game, but as soon as the whistle blows, it makes no difference about the 5 games. In the same way, when the whistle blows Saturday, Charlton don't care that we lost at Wycombe last weekend. I mean, in fairness, that was, you could argue we should have drew that, we should have won Tuesday night. So we were not a million miles off. And in fairness, the games we have won, or the games we have drawn, could have easily gone the other way. So that save that Joe made, that I harp on about, looks quite an easy save. It is not. It's come across his body at his left foot. He's kicked it. That goes in. We lose. So the games are sometimes on the smallest moments. So Didzy's header supposedly is offside. I can't really see from my angle, but it could be. So I'm not saying it isn't. But you're talking about 3 inches or 5 inches or something. Or Sibbs is one that hits the bar and goes out. Talking about the smallest things. So when you're winning, everything isn't perfect, and when you're not winning, everything else isn't failure. It's just always somewhere in between. So you have to keep people upbeat and positive, show them what they're very good at, and just reinforce the fact that, look, if we do more of this and try and eradicate this, you give yourself a better chance to win a game. But that's all it is, a chance. You then have to take the opportunities that come your way. So we might create 10 one-on-ones Saturday and not take any. Sometimes that's how football is. So you can't get too high, you can't get too low. You just got to try and be consistent. And I think if you're consistent with the players, and the players are consistent with each other and honest with each other, you're always going to have a chance of playing to your max. And that's all we can ask. Can't guarantee results, but you should be able to guarantee a level of performance.
What do you expect from Charlton at the weekend?
Well, my very good friend is manager there, and they have had some really good results over recent weeks. They've picked up, and the way they play, they like to control the game. They have a very good football inside, but they do have very good outlets out wide, similarly to us really. They set up in a similar sort of way. And I do expect them to come here and attack us. I think it will have a different feel to the game Tuesday night, which might suit us, might not. But I think, they'll bring the game to us, and they'll see us as a team they want to beat. Obviously, Charlton they are different. Obviously, they're a southern version, but there's a lot of teams in this league who have had touches of the Premier League, and their club is probably bigger than League One. And Charlton are definitely one of them. They've picked up, like I said, in recent weeks, and they'll see beating a team who are currently in the top six is a good scalp. So I know how motivated they'll be and how hard they'll work out of possession. So, as with every single game, we'll have to be at our very best to beat them, and hopefully, with another day's prepping them tomorrow, we don't get any injuries or anything. We should be in a really healthy state, and the lads are in a good place. Brilliant in the meetings today to know what we need to do, and with a little bit of lady luck, we'll have enough.
When you have a relationship with the opposition manager, what are the couple of days like before a game? Will you send a text to try and get in his head? Will you not speak to them?
No, I won't say anything to him really. It'd just be really great to see him before the game. And I always speak to the opposition manager before the game and invite him in for a drink, unless I really don't like him, which is not that many. But with him, I'll probably have more time. And if I see him in the tunnel beforehand, it will be a bit more casually, which would be nice. And I look forward to having a good chat with him after, hopefully with us winning. But I try not to be a bad loser if we've lost. I have to be the better man. But yeah, so I look forward. I won't text him or anything like that. I mean, now you've tempted me, I feel like I need to, but I won't do any psychological warfare. He's too clever for that. He's a bit of an academic of the game, so I can't fool him with any wizardry. So no, I just look forward to seeing him Saturday, seeing his staff and having a chat with him after once the whole game's gone.
Well, let's talk about Paul's mate, Dean Holden, shall we? The former Bristol City boss took over at Charlton in December, and he's got them back on track despite a lot of issues off the field. Charlton have won 5 of their last 7 in League One, including wins at Portsmouth and Exeter recently. They've also scored in their last 10 league games, so Derby's defence should expect a workout today. More on today's game in just a moment or two. First, we all know that there are plenty of famous Derby County fans. I'm talking about Robert Lindsay, Jack O'Connell, Niall Horan, of course, but there are more that you maybe don't know about. And on Tuesday, the Benidorm and Nathan Barley star Nicholas Burns was at Pride Park to watch his beloved Rams.
I am a big fan, born and raised in Derby, from a family of Derby supporters. My dad and my grandparents all supported Derby. So yeah, I started supporting them when I was about 8, days of Bobby Davison, Phil G, Rob Hindmarch. Yeah, glory days. So yeah, big fan.
And living down south now, is it difficult to get back and see them?
No, I mean, my mum's still in Derbyshire, so I get back as much as I can, and if there's a game on, I'll go. But yeah, with work and stuff, it's not always that easy. But I also try and go as much as I can to the London games or places like Reading, and obviously places, not so many this season now they're in League One, but in the Championship there are a few we could do, like QPR and stuff. So me and my brother and some friends always try and go if we can. Always follow the Rams, yeah. Is
it tricky in your line of work? I mean, I know acting, I'm sure Benidorm takes you away from time to time as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I've been away a lot recently in Europe, so I haven't been able to. I haven't actually been in the country to see the games, but yeah, I always follow them and always will.
And I think you're partly here tonight to introduce the boys to Pride Park Stadium.
Yeah, I've got 2 sons, Arthur and Ralph, who are both big Derby fans. They've just suddenly really got into football, and I'm pleased to say, even though they didn't grow up in Derby, they're big Derby fans. 2 little Rams who are very excited.
And just finally, if there's one Derby County memory that immediately springs to mind, what would it be?
I came to the Forest game where we won 5-0. Craig Bryson scored a hat-trick. That was a pretty special day. That's probably my favourite day as a Derby fan, because we were magnificent that day, and that was such a good team. So it's probably that. Playoff final against West Brom, not such a good game, but equally euphoric at the end. So yeah, there's been lots of highs, few lows, but yeah, always a Ram.
Great to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, lovely to meet Nick on Tuesday, and I'm sure we'll see him back at Pride Park very soon. Back to today's game, Derby hosting Charlton at Pride Park this afternoon. Craig Forsyth once again expected to captain the Rams. He said the disappointment that we're feeling after 2 games without a win is a sign of Derby's progress.
I think so, yeah. I think the run we've been on and the points we've picked up during that time, it probably is disappointing. It definitely is disappointing to come off 2 games and only have 1 point, but we've got a chance to put it right on Saturday. That's a good thing, is that the games come thick and fast, and we can try and get back on track on Saturday.
I've spent weeks asking people what's going so right, what's the secret to the run. So what's been the issue for the last couple of games, do you think?
I think obviously the Wycombe game, there's a few sort of deflections and whatnot, didn't go our way. And Tuesday night it was disappointing to lose the goal at the time, and obviously seeing it back, you see it's offside, but it sort of changes the mindset going into half time. It gives them something to hold on to, and then especially when they go to 10 men, they did make it very difficult, and they did it well.
I was watching the game with Jamie Ward, mate of yours, and as soon as the red card happened, he said, this maybe isn't a good thing for us. You know how difficult it can be to play against 10 men sometimes. Was there a bit of that on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think obviously because they're 1-0 up as well, they've got something to hold on to. And as I said, they were very good at it. What they did, they worked extremely hard off the ball, limited us to a few chances, and we had to take chances, and we're always a little bit vulnerable on the break, pushing bodies forward. But we got 1 goal back and just couldn't get that second goal.
I wanted to ask it about you, captain again on Tuesday. Talk to me about the pride that you have for captaining this football club.
Yeah, of course, it's a massive honour as it is to go out and represent the club every week, or as much as I can, and to have the armband while obviously Max is injured and Kurt's not playing. Then yeah, it's a massive honour for me. I've been here for a long time and seen many good players lead this club out. So yeah, it's a privilege.
Are you having the season that you thought you would have, or is this exceeding expectations for you?
Yeah, I think I always knew I could still play week in, week out, and had belief in myself. It was just given that opportunity over the last few years, it's been a bit more rotated and in and out. So I still believed I could play week in, week out, but yeah, I think obviously changing position slightly. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and long may it continue. Are
we going to see you at left back again ever, do you think?
I don't know.
What about left wing?
I definitely don't think we'll be back to left wing days anyway, but yeah, happy to play wherever. As you say, it's an honour to represent this club.
Are you having to do much work specifically on the position change, or is it? Have you got your head around it by now?
Yeah, I think the first few games, obviously playing on the right side was not natural. So you sort of slightly shifting your body position. But yeah, I feel as though I've adapted quite well to it, and being in the middle, you can see it and read it a lot easier than maybe sometimes from inside. So I think yeah, I've adapted and enjoying it, as I say.
Back in action on Saturday, and back at home, where you've been really good this season.
Yeah, we have. That's one thing that we've made a big focus of, was a home form has to be good, and it has been. And as I say, we've got to get back to winning ways on Saturday.
That's Craig Forsyth. Here are the fixtures in League One this afternoon. The top 2 are both at home, both facing sides in the bottom half. Ipswich hosts bottom of the table Forest Green. Wycombe against Bolton is a bit more of an interesting matchup, while Barnsley are on the road at Cheltenham. And here at Pride Park Stadium, it is Derby County against Charlton Athletic. Overseas viewers can watch the games with us on Rams TV. Go to dcfc.co.uk to get your match pass now. Goodbye.